Welcome back. In this video I'm going to share how I like to analyze my data and what we should be looking at when we go to reporting and see the results of our campaigns. Now this is quite a tricky part because I don't always make the same decisions and I can't really make one simple blueprint that you have to follow because there's just a lot of different factors that influence the decision-making part. But I am going to show some things that I use most of the time, and in the next video I'm going to give an entire overview of the testing method and just a general guideline of what you need to do on day 1, day 2, day 3, etc. And in this video I'm going to share the metrics, the KPIs that we're going to be looking at, because with these data points we can see exactly where in the funnel things are bad. We can improve that so that we can create more sales. Now for the more experienced marketeers, you might already know this, but still in this video I'm going to show for example what the minimum CTR is on Pinterest and things like that, so it's still interesting for you guys. And as you can see in the video where I set up the KPIs, I put the CPA, the ROAS, the sales and the order value first, because those are the things I make the most, base my most decisions off. But of course your funnel starts here, and the CPM, the CTR, the click-through rate, and the CPC, the cost per click, and these are the cost per 1,000 views, are the ones you are going to make the first decisions of. So basically what I do when I create a new campaign and after a couple days the CTR is below 1%, then I kill the product. Or in case if you have a brand, you would need to improve your pins, you need to improve your ads, because most of the time if the click-through rate is below 1, it's really hard to be profitable. Now of course if you do have a lot of ad cards or a lot of sales and things are profitable below 1%, then you can let it run, and because you never want to turn something off that is profitable. But what you want to do then is start a new campaign to test different creatives to get that CTR up. And if you get that click rate up, then of course you make more sales for a cheaper price. So those are the metrics we are looking at first. Now with Pinterest, what you want to see is a CPM below $5. Above is pretty expensive on Pinterest. A click-through rate above at least 1%. Above 2% is very good. And a CPC, this CPC is pretty high. The average cost per click on most of my accounts is somewhere between 10 to 20 cents. So I'd say anything above 30 cents is pretty expensive. And I do have to say this is different for every country. If you're selling in the US, everything is more expensive. So if you're selling in the US, CPM is higher, click-through rate doesn't really matter, and the cost per click is also higher than if you would sell in Europe, for example. So those are things you should keep in mind as well. And here we can see the add to cart and the page visits. And if everything is good, if you have a good click-through rate, CPMs are low, cost per clicks are low, but you don't have add to carts, then you know where the problem is. Your problem is probably at the landing page. And if we see those results and we see there's a lot of interest, a lot of people are interested in the product, but not many people add the product to the cart, then we know that we need to improve something there. Especially if you have a brand, that's where you want to change things, optimize things to make sure people start to buy your stuff. And if you're dropshipping, then this can be a reason to shut things off as well and just move on to the next product. Now the things that we want to change mostly are, at least what we often start with, is the offer and the images, because those are the things people see first when they get on your page, especially on desktop. everything above the fold mostly contains the price, the name of the product, the first image, and those are the most important factors for someone to leave your page or continue scrolling, reading the description, or adding the product to cart. So if we do get a high CTR but no add to carts, then that's what we change first. Often we do this after a couple days, sometimes already even after 1 day if we see a really high CTR. And when you change that, you want to let things run and not constantly change it every day, because if you're going to change the price every day, then Pinterest can't optimize. They can't optimize their campaign, because people that buy things for $20 are different people than people that buy things for $30. So you want to change your offer if you are not getting any add to carts, but after that, let it run again for a couple days to see if it improves. If not, you can make changes again, or maybe decide to turn off the campaign or turn off the product. Then, of course, if everything is looking good and you do get a lot of add to carts, but you're not getting any sales, then you know in the last part of your funnel something is missing and you need to improve things there. And in the end, if you do get a lot of sales, then that means you're profitable, and that means you can scale your campaign, which we're going to talk about in the next module.